So I'm going to show you guys how to set up a full body twice per week training split. And so from my experience, and I've done a lot of different training splits, I always find that twice per week full body training is the best way to train for consistent muscle and strength gains when you're natural. In fact, in the Herculean bulking program, I give you guys the option to train either 2 or 3 times per week, but I always point people in the direction of twice per week training because I feel like it should be really the default way to train for natural lifters. If someone were to come to me and they would ask me, how do I train? I would say, twice per week full body training with 2 different sets of exercises in each workout. And so in this video, I'm going to show you guys kind of how to set that up, go into a little bit more depth because I made a video about this before. I kind of talked about the magic of training just twice per week when you're a natural lifter, but I'm going to show you guys really how to set it up and how I would set it up in my programs. And so here's the problem. A lot of people are still under the more is better mentality. And so the less is more mentality will always reign supreme for natural lifters. And a lot of people send me questions, whether it's in YouTube comments, in my email, or Instagram DMs. And they always say, hey man, I fuck with your philosophy. I love how you emphasize not living in the gym. I'd love to train just twice per week and make really good results. But I don't believe that I can do it. I think if I train just 2 or 3 times per week, I'm not gonna make any progress. In fact, I feel like my progress is gonna be killed. And I tell them, the first thing I ask them is, hey man, how the fuck are you defining progress? Because if you're defining progress how you should be defining progress, which is weight added to the bar over time, the degree to which you are producing progressive poundages on your big compound lifts over time, then how in the fuck does that make any sense? Most people still think the success of their training routine is in direct correlation with how much time they're spending in the gym, when in fact, it's about how much you're progressing, how much have you added to your lifts over time. And sure, some people in the comments will be, hey man, like adding strength is not all there is to it. And I agree, but it's the primary driver of muscle growth. You do need a minimum of volume to stimulate growth, but it's a lot less than what you've been led to believe. You guys have to understand the fitness industry is filled with drug users. What produces results for them is not what produces results for drug-free lifters, okay? What produces results for drug-free lifters is progressive poundages. It's progressive overload, adding weight to the bar over time. And how do you produce progressive poundages in the most efficient, effective way possible? You need to ensure that you're recovered. You need to ensure that for every workout, every time you step in the gym, you're fully recovered, you're fully fresh and able to produce personal records, to add a little bit of weight here, to add a rep here. That's what matters, and that's why twice per week training works so fucking well. It strikes the perfect balance between workload and recovery. Really, guys, you have to understand the secret to building a great physique is not in making these massive jumps. It's in adding a little bit here, getting 1 to 2% better every week. You need to string together progressive workouts. That's what matters. You know, you could be training 5, 6, 7 days a week, but if you're not progressing workout to workout, you think it fucking matters that you're in the gym all the time? Fuck no. You need to be able to string together progressive workouts over time. And what that means is that you need to be able to gain a little bit of strength every fucking week or every other week. Get 1 to 2% better. And if you're not seeing that rate of progress in your training, then you need to second guess your approach, because one of 2 things happens when people follow high volume training approaches, when natural lifters attempt to mimic the routines of steroid users, of bodybuilders. One of 2 things happens, okay? And this is essentially why twice per week training works so well. It's that you're either gonna overtrain yourself due to the high volume that you're gonna be training with, the quantity of training, which is the obvious, right? Which is what most people are gonna run into very quickly if they're training with a high volume, high frequency bodybuilding routine. And the next thing that happens is that subconsciously, you know you have such a large quantity of work to get through that you end up just going through the motions in your training. You end up going through the motions, and therefore you're not able to train hard enough to stimulate adaptation, to stimulate muscle growth. And so there's a trade-off with volume and intensity. You know, the more intensity you train with, the less volume you can do. You can either train long or you can train hard. And which do you think is more conducive for progress for drug-free lifters over time? Training long or training hard? Because when you're training hard, you can't do very much, and therefore you're gonna be able to get in the gym, get out of the gym. And what's gonna happen is that if you're gonna follow the train long approach and you're gonna sacrifice intensity, you're gonna train less hard in order to get through the quantity of training. What's gonna happen is that you're gonna fatigue yourself. It's gonna be more conducive to overtraining. And that's why you should emphasize training harder over training longer, because you can get in the gym, stimulate muscle growth with a small amount of hard work, get out, rest, recover, eat, overcompensate, come back to the gym and get stronger. And this is how I set up my training programs. And in my training program, a big part of it is just me emphasizing the importance of strength gains and teaching you that, like, hey, like getting you out of this mindset, like, yo, it's not about how much time you're spending in the fucking gym. And I always point people in the direction of twice per week training. The whole program is set up around gaining strength consistently on your big major key mainstay compound lifts. Okay, and that's the essential bottom line of drug-free physique building, is that you need to have a handful of big major compound exercises in your routine that cover the majority of your physique, that train the majority of your musculature, and you need to master them and get as strong as possible at them over time in a medium rep range. That's all it comes down to, okay? And so now we're gonna get into how I would set up a twice per week training split, hopefully now that you guys see how it's gonna work for you. And so how it works is very, very fucking simple. And so I'm not even gonna really get into depth about this, but really, you know, I am, because this is fucking important. This has a lot to do also with sustainability and enthusiasm. So I'm someone who loves to train, but if I was in the gym 4+ days a week, my enthusiasm to train, my zest to fucking train would go to shit. But since I train just twice per week, I look forward to the workouts. I'm like, fuck yeah, I want to train, I want to lift some heavy ass weights, right? If I was in the gym all the time, that zest for training, that enjoyment would go to shit because I feel like a gym rat. That's not what you fucking want. It's not what Polarity Fitness is about, motherfucker. All right? It's not what it's about. It's about going to the gym, fucking shit up, getting out, getting on with the rest of your life. You don't want to obsess about it, man. And so this is going to do a lot for your sustainability as well. If you just have to commit to 2 hard workouts per week, I mean, fuck, man. Like, you're never going to stop training. Everyone can do this. It's very lifestyle oriented. And even if twice per week training yielded less results, I would still fucking do it. I would still do it just because of how much more time it gives me to put into the other areas of my life. I don't care to live in the gym. I don't give a fuck. I'm not a gym rat. I don't care for that fucking lifestyle, that bodybuilding bullshit. I don't care for it. So even if it yielded less results, which it doesn't because of the primary driver of physique development when you're natural, progressive poundages, less is more, right? I would still fucking do it, man. So I'm going to show you guys how to set this shit up. And the first thing you have to understand is we have to go back to the drug-free physique building principle. Handful of big compound lifts. And you need to get stronger at them over time. So then all it comes down to training split-wise is how do we set this up in such a way that allows us to consistently produce progressive overload, to add weight to these lifts, add a rep here every week, add a rep there, get stronger over time, because that's what matters. And so the baseline of your routine is going to be covered, it's going to be popularized by the big movement patterns, right? So you need a squat, you need a hip hinge, you need a horizontal push and pull, and you need a vertical push and pull. And so this could be like a squat, bench, deadlift, overhead press, a weighted chin up, and a row, for example. And it doesn't have to be the conventional versions. You know, you could do Romania deadlifts, you could do dips, it doesn't matter. You need those big movement patterns, right? So how each workout would look is that, first of all, you never want to train it on consecutive days. That'd be fucking retarded. So you want to do Monday and Thursday or Monday and Friday. That's going to be the best way to do it. How it works is you're going to take a lower body compound lift and then pair it with an upper body push and an upper body pull. So one workout, for example, could be a squat, bench press, weighted chin up. The other one could be deadlift, overhead press, row. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna add 2 to 3 isolation exercises of your choice. And that's it. That's literally it. So as far as training style, we're gonna do what's called the Polarity training style, which one of my subscribers coined in the comments section, which I fucking love. It used to be called reverse pyramid training, but I made some adaptations to it. It's no longer reverse pyramid training. It's fucking Polarity training. So it's gonna be a top set followed by a back off set. So you're gonna warm up to one top set of 6 to 8 reps, and then drop the weight 15 to 20%, rest 3 to 5 minutes, and go for 10 to 12. And that's how you're gonna train your big major compound exercises, the key exercises, the big movement patterns that I just listed out. For everything else, you're gonna do straight sets across. Everything's gonna be 2 sets, by the way. You're gonna do straight sets across for the isolation exercises, which could be, 2 sets of 10 to 12, or like when it comes to lateral raises, rear delts, neck work, it's gonna be kind of higher, maybe 15 to 20. And so anywhere from 2 sets of 10 to 20 for the isolation exercises works really, really well. And that's essentially it, man. That's essentially it. And then each week you're gonna be fully recovered. You can be able to add a little bit of weight here, add a rep there. That's the beauty of training just twice per week. And that's how you set it up. It's really, really, really that simple. Another way you could do it is you could train 3 times every 2 weeks. It could work better for a lot of you if you lack the recovery. Because if you're training hard on this workout split, if you're training with lots of effort and intensity, you'd be surprised how much it's going to affect your recovery. It's not easy. It should not be easy. A lot of people think, okay, I'm training twice per week. This is gonna be the easiest fucking thing ever. No. The caveat is that since you're doing a lower volume, lower frequency approach, you need to up the effort in your fucking training. And this is a side note, but this is why I think so many people can't fathom such a low volume, low frequency approach, training just 2 to 3 times per week. Because no one knows how to bring effort, man. No one knows how to fucking train hard. I will tell you guys, it should feel fucking hard when you train. It's supposed to feel like uncomfortable, challenging. Like, I don't know what else to say, but a lot of people, I think if you embrace that you need to fucking push things hard to the bleeding edge, you need to squeeze out every rep you can in good form in each set you do, not leaving reps in the tank. Most people's failure point is about 3 to 5 reps shy of fucking failure. Okay? And as soon as you flip that switch and start training like a fucking animal, tapping into that mindset where you're going to kill it, you're going to soon realize how in the holy fuck was I ever able to train 4+ days a week. I couldn't even train more than mostly 2 days per week, even if I wanted to. I couldn't handle it. Like, I'm fucking smacked. I'm dead after a training session. For the next few days, I'm in full recovery mode. Like, I'm not able to lay a finger on a weight. And that's the point where you need to get to as well. And that's what's going to allow you to produce progressive poundages over time, because you're going to be training less, you're going to be emphasizing recovery. Each time you step in the gym, be able to produce progressive poundages, add weight to the bar, and you're going to be able to hit a minimum of volume as well in this training style. And full body twice per week is actually one of the few training styles, one of the few training splits where you can hit each major muscle group twice per week without overtraining yourself. That's a little side note. But since you're training just twice per week and you're doing full body, you can kind of hit each muscle group, and you don't want to do an exercise for each muscle group in each workout. That's a big no-no. You're going to overtrain yourself. You're going to do lots of junk volume. So you're technically not really doing full body training in the sense that you're not doing an exercise for every single muscle group. Since you're training big major compound exercises, each muscle group with the overlap of big compound lifts is really honestly going to be trained twice per week. That's really it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. If you guys want the full system to follow, it's going to allow you to train just twice per week, you know, nail your physique as a natural lifter without living in the fucking gym, without obsessing over your fitness routine, you guys got to check out the Herculean bulking program. I'm getting really, really good feedback on it. It's absolutely insane. Everything I've uncovered over the years when it comes to drug-free physique building and how to do this without sacrificing your life, without living in the gym, it's all in that program. It's everything I've mastered over my years training. It's golden, man. I'm also in there in the Facebook community answering questions. So if you guys want a like closer engagement with me and to be able to ask me personal questions, because I'm not gonna lie, man, I'm having a hard time keeping up with the YouTube comments with all the other shit I gotta do. I try to like engage as much as I can with you guys in the YouTube comments, but it's becoming harder as more people are starting to see the videos. So check that out. You could also check out the free natural muscle building checklist. It has 13 fundamental principles of drug-free physique building. You guys can check that out. And then if you're interested, get on the Herculean bulking program for a step-by-step systematic approach to help you gain 16 to 18 pounds of muscle over the next 9 months. And we'll talk soon. Peace.